What is going on, ladies and gentlemen? AJ Good here at the House of Masks, where we unbox and review cool stuff almost every single day, and welcome to Update Week. Who starts their week on a Friday? Probably nobody. But it has been quite some time since we've done some proper updates, and I feel like those are in order. I don't even remember the last time we did a Slipknot collection update as a whole, so that's what today's video is going to be. But then the goal is to fill you guys in with some other collections. I want to show you guys the Myers collection, I want to show you guys the Guar collection, and if Menards can get my lumber in for these custom shelving units for Buckethead land and we can get those up, I'd like to give you guys a Buckethead land update. So just consider this update week. We're winding down from Halloween, and I want to fill you guys in on some stuff that's been changing here at the building. Now, as I mentioned, today's update video is going to be on the Slipknot collection, and right now it's looking pretty solid. So I guess without further ado, I'll just take you guys out here, show you what we've got going on, and talk about what the future holds. Let's go. Alright, so here is the Slipknot wall. This is about one half down, and there is an entire other half that goes this way, which you guys will see shortly. And for anybody that's new here, I do believe that I have the largest Slipknot mask collection in the world. And not only that, but for the most part, all of these pieces are high quality replicas. So it's not a quantity over quality thing. I've never been that type of way. I would much rather have one nice mask than 10 shit masks. But I just so happen to have both quality and quantity, and I'm very, very proud of that. So as I mentioned earlier, I don't know if I've ever even shot a Slipknot update video since we started putting these shelves up. I think I posted some teasers, and I've definitely posted a lot of photos of it, but I don't know that I've ever shot a strictly Slipknot mask collection video since we've been in the new House of Masks building. So I'm going to take you guys down off the tripod, give you a full run through, explain some stuff, and show you what I have planned for the future. One thing to keep in mind here though is that nothing is permanent. This is all trial and error. I'm just trying to figure out what exactly works, what I like the most, what I don't like, and maybe eventually it will be complete, but I doubt it. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and start down here on the true left side of the collection. Now this is the first thing that you'll see when you walk into the mask room. Right on your left side, you'll see these two glass IKEA shelves and then a main tower right here in the middle that obviously has some masks on it. And while this is mainly going to be a mask collection update, we will go ahead and touch on some other Slipknot stuff because it is displayed with the masks here in the main mask room. So we'll start with these two glass IKEA shelves. I'll just quickly run you through some of the stuff that's in there. I have a lot of original pieces from my childhood. Both of these lunch boxes are from my childhood, a bunch of these patches, tons of CDs and VHS pieces, and then there's just some other random stuff that I've collected through the years. This bottom shelf is obviously all Sid's stuff from his store, and then we've got some random pieces that were sent in for like Mailbox Monday, different magazine collectibles, stuff like that. And then moving over to the other side, I'll go ahead and open one of these up so you guys can take a look at some of the stuff in here. We've got used drumsticks, we've got different signed stuff, some random ticket stubs, just stuff like that. I've had this mask since I was like 6. I actually took it to Ozfest 2004 and got it signed, and then just some more random stuff throughout. But the main attraction over here on this wall is going to be this tower right here in the middle, and as you can see, most of these are masks. Now there is a We Are Not Your Kind video jumpsuit in the back and a pair of drumsticks, but everything else is a mask, and these are some more special pieces than what would normally be on this wall. Not that the stuff on this wall isn't special, but these ones kind of stand alone by themselves. So I'll quickly explain these. Here we have a real .5 clown. Here we have two original pieces. This is an original Incredible Crash Test Dummies mask, which would be Corey's first mask. And then Corey's second mask. This is an original Ghost Glow, and they both have the tags with them. Here we have my first ever vintage West German clown. Here we have one of 6 of the real Grammy clowns that were made by the person that made Clown's actual Grammy mask. And then up here we've got 2 special Joey pieces. This is going to be a backup mask that he actually gifted to somebody during Ozfest of 2001. And here we have the first Slipknot piece that Joey signed since leaving the band. And I always thought that this one was super cool because he still signed it with a #1, which makes this a really special piece for me. And yeah, down here in the corner, we've got some random Slipknot props, as I like to call them. We've got the Jack in the Box from some of the self-titled promo shots. We've got Sid's little Easter Unlimited skull. We have the same exact keg that Clown used during the self-titled album cycle with the same exact stenciled spray painted letters. And then finally, we've got a Joey symbol that I've had since childhood. I just think that those look nice down there on the ground. And that will bring us to the main wall. Alright, the main wall, and I guess we will start with what everything was built around, the bust set. This was the first thing that was ever displayed in this room, and the shelving units were pretty much built around this. So this is the foundation, and I'm definitely happy with how this is right now. But as for everything else, I do believe that it is extremely temporary. So keep that in mind as I'm showing these off. We definitely are going to have to make some changes, and I will go about telling you guys what those are as they come up in conversation. So we'll start down on this corner again, and I'll just basically run you guys through what each shelf is. Here down below, we've got my mix. Mix masks were never really a priority for me, so I never really spent much time or effort collecting his masks in general, although I do have some from most of the albums. His masks just didn't have the magic that I felt with a lot of other Slipknot members, so I focused on them, and I do pick up Mick masks when I can as the opportunities arise, but I do not go out of my way to make sure that I have them. I would say that my favorite piece from the Mick collection is definitely the original battered hockey mask over there in the corner. That is an original Distortions Unlimited battered hawk. That one is a recast. That is an original Leather Devil, and then the rest of them are just really nice replicas. And that brings us down to the Craig set. Definitely one of my favorite setups, not only because I have some one-of-a-kind pieces like that clown, but also because everything here is legitimate. All of these are actual youth space helmets with actual MBUs, and just look at Craig's masks. Those are so fucking cool. Hands down one of the coolest Slipknot creations of all time. Moving right down into the Iowa sets, and these were all done by Drop Bear Studios. If you guys don't know who that is, make sure to go check him out. He is killing it in the Slipknot replica game, and these are actually his early Iowa Craig, so he's actually done a new sculpt since then, and I'm sure that they're even better. Then of course we have the bust set, definitely one of my favorite projects in the House of Masks history, and that brings us down to the number 3 shelf. Now this spans from everybody from Cuddles to Darner to Chris Fane all the way down to New Guy. And that leads us into the Little Paul collection, another person that I never really focused heavily on their masks. I do pick them up from time to time when the opportunity arises, but once again, I don't really go out of my way to seek out Paul masks. That will change in the near future as I start wrapping up my Jester set and stuff like that. I will start knocking out different Pauls. I definitely would like to have a nice, clean, crispy Iowa setup for Paul because I really do enjoy the Iowa masks. I think that those were some of his coolest masks, so we will get there, I promise. As for all this other stuff you see, it's actually the Buckethead Land display in disarray right now. I got rid of the old shelves, but that's a story for a different time, so just ignore the fact that all this Buckethead stuff is spread out here on the floor, and we will go up to the second shelf. Obviously, this is the Quarry Shelf, and I am definitely out of room. It kind of started to wrap back up there with the newer Quarry scores, as well as the oddballs. They started coming down off of their top shelf because I ran out of room up there and had to start wrapping them around right there, so those are definitely temporary setups. I will have to figure out something for the Quarry Shelf. He's probably going to get his own shelf down below. Something that we had discussed is starting shelves from these first brackets that go all the way down to the banner, and then they break, and then they start again and go down to the very last bracket, just like on this side. So it would be totally symmetric, but it would give me the opportunity to display stuff on the floor and then have a second shelf there for more masks. And I think that's the route that we're gonna go, and then Corey will end up getting his own shelf somewhere down there so that I don't have to worry about running out of room for him. So then up above Corey there, we've got the 0.5 new guys. We've got V-Man down here, and we've got J right there. I am working on my J set. I would like to have a completed J set before long. And then the V-Mans are what they are. I pick those up the same way that I would Paul masks or Mick masks or whatever. I don't go out of my way to get them. Moving away from the J's, we start our Sid set backwards. So we're going from We Are Not Your Kind down through Iowa, and then all the way at the end there we have some self-titled stuff. So we will follow that along, and I'll take you guys to the upper shelves, which are going to be Clown and Joey. Clown goes all the way down to the oddball mask setup, and like I said, I am running out of room for the oddballs on there, so they're going to be moved. That way I can keep clown stuff going, and I think that the clown shelf is probably going to be one of its own by the time all is said and done for that one. And then the Joeys, I actually am not happy with the way that they're set up. My original plan was thinking that I would have enough at the end of the day to stretch them all the way across down to the end, and that is not the case. I think even if I had a replica of every single Joey mask, it just would not be enough. So I think I'm gonna move all of these down to where it's symmetrical and starts dead even in the room. That way half of it's on this side and half of it's on this side. I don't know yet, don't quote me on that, but I think that's the way that it's going to go, and there may even be another shelf above that, so the Joeys might go up and then over, if that makes any sense to you guys. Now, I kind of skipped over Jim here, and I did not mean to do that, but that is another shelf that's probably going to have to change, which is why we would be adding a shelf to the bottom and a shelf to the top to try to make everything fit on this wall, because I want this to be the Slipknot wall. I don't really want it to go anywhere else. It just seems to make the most sense to try to capture everything in one shelf shot. So that has always been the goal with the Slipknot mask collection. I've always wanted everything to just be uniform on one wall, not scattered about a room. So I think if we add a shelf down here, all the Jims and Quarries would be taken care of. If we add another top shelf, I can get all the oddballs there. And if we move the Joeys, everything should work out pretty perfectly. The Jim shelf is definitely about to be overflowing. I've got 2 more Jims that are gonna fill in these spots right here. So we've got to make something happen very soon, because as you can tell, there's just no more room there and it jumps straight to Quarry. Now I would say that if something happens to where everything's not going to fit here, what we would do is take these shelves and just build corners, get rid of all this stuff and bring these shelves out to the doorway. And then I would take this setup and I would actually move all of this stuff except for the stuff that's down there over to this side, which as you can see has a little bit of Slipknot overflow. We've got my jumpsuits here, we've got some custom masks here, and then we've got my little magazine collection here. Now none of this is a permanent setup. I just needed a place to stick this stuff because it really didn't have a place and I didn't really want it sitting in totes for longer than it had to. So I figured I'd throw it up over here right now, and it kind of relates to this stuff because this stuff is like jumpsuits, merchandise, stuff like that, but I'm definitely not super stoked with the way that it looks. So if we do have to do some sort of overflow, these shelves will just come around this corner and out towards the doorway, and this setup will be over there. And then maybe even that stuff can go against this wall. As you can see, we've got some of the totes that stuff was in, but yeah, that's all way in the future. So I don't know. All right, so there you have it. There is your latest Slipknot update. I hope you guys enjoyed that. I am going to leave you guys with some nice slow panning shots to kind of give you a better idea, because that entire time I was just talking with my hands and showing you exactly what was changing, what the plans were, all that stuff. So I'll leave you with some nice, calm, atmospheric shots of the collection to let you really see everything that's there. And I think that will be that for this video. I hope that you guys have enjoyed it. I hope that you guys enjoy update week. I'm really excited to shoot the Gwar one, and I'm definitely excited to shoot the Halloween one. The Buckethead one is kind of iffy. I definitely want to get it done, but that is kind of out of my hands. I'm at the mercy of Menards getting the correct lumber in because I want it to be absolutely perfect. I definitely wasn't happy with the last shelving units, but we finally got those out of there, and everything's going to be custom built just like these shelves are. So I think that it's going to work out a lot better. It's just a little bit more money and a little bit more time. But as soon as that's done, I will do an update video on Buckethead land as well. So yeah, what do you say we go ahead and wrap this video up? Thank you guys very much for watching. I really do hope that you've enjoyed it. Let me know down in the comments what you guys think. And until next time, this has been AJ Good at the House of Masks telling you to say no to drugs and alcohol and yes to collecting, and we'll see you guys later.
I hate AJ cause don't wanna ask for. Catch me fucking poppin' wheelies, driving like the NASCAR. Mask on, mask on, mask on. mask off, mask off. You might see him off in traffic, he be moving around. I hate they take a tactic.